I'd say first and foremost, I love working with Keanu Reeves. I think he's one of the best creative, collaborative partners I could have ever wanted, let alone imagined. Keanu and I, every time say, no, this is our last one, we're not gonna do it again, we'll see what happens. Then we go on a press tour. It seems like every time at the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo, we'll sit around having a few drinks in their Scotch bar. And we're like, ooh, that was a good one, good thing, you know, glad it's done, yeah, great. I got an idea. And it starts that way, and it starts with an idea on a napkin. And I honestly, at the end of it, I like the world. You know, John Wick has elements of things in it that I grew up watching. It has a sensibility of a Western, of a samurai movie, of a wuxia kung fu film. It has an underworld side. It has mythology. It's got car chases, you know. Like, what other franchise can you put 70 styles car chases, attack dogs, samurais, ninja? You know, I don't know. So it didn't exist, and then we got to make it exist. I don't even know if I'd call it a collaboration. Yes, we collaborate, but like, I just think you have two people that are working together that love the same stuff. What's the Bob Fosse quote? You know, half of directing is coming up with really crazy ideas, and the other 50% is finding people crazy enough to pull them off. It starts with Keanu. And I think that's the main thing, is we trust each other enough to step off the cliff together. What happens after that, I don't know. I try to rip off from the best. Like, let's start with that. You try to rip something off, you're trying to go, this guy idea, I'm gonna make good, the bad, the ugly, and then it starts morphing. And if you give the idea enough room and enough slack, it starts morphing and morphing and morphing and morphing. The trick is not to try and put a suit on that doesn't fit. So there's a lot of things that, boy, I would have loved to steal from Sergio Leone and Wong Kar-wai and Tarantino and Kurosawa and all this stuff, but like, yeah, it doesn't really fit. You start there and you go, what I love about it, I'm like, oh my God, that's genius. Then you start realizing, well, the genius is, you know, not just original thought, but it's original application of thought and how you do, and you start letting it loose, and you start letting go a little bit, and you start experiencing things in your character, and you start living back in your world and seeing what fits and what doesn't. Perspective, really. Three people, part of the same problem and the same solution. Everybody wants the gold. The gold is the thing. One guy wants for this reason, one guy wants for this reason, one guy wants for this. How do we make that more fun? How do we make that more wiki, and how do we do that? Okay, well, let's make John Wick the gold, and let's put a dilemma on that. Because in Leone's, if any one of the three gets the gold, they get it. The other two have nothing. It doesn't affect, they just didn't get it. Okay, bummer, they're just the same. Ours was, okay, well, if any one doesn't get to this one moment, everybody loses. They were all three different people all going, and like they all had a point, you know? So like that's fun about, and that fits into our Wiccan world where there are no good guys, period. There's just better bad guys. Like Wick is not a good, technically good guy. He's an assassin. Like he's living in this world. He just happens to have a code in this world that we feel attracted to. So doing that structure of good, the bad, the ugly with different perspectives, and you add in, you know, the character of the Marquis, Bill Skarsgård's character, who literally is the only person doing the right thing. It's kind of fun. My version was more like Zatoichi, you buy him blind, stumbling masseuse guy, that kind of guy. You know, and after my first creative talk with Donnie, it was like, oh, I don't want to play him like that. I want to be way cooler, and you know. So I was like, okay, well, I wonder how I'm gonna figure this out. And Donnie came at it very hard, like, look, man, I love your series, I love John Wick, I can't think of anything I'd rather do, but I you know, for myself, I gotta do something different. I wanna add, like, I wanna go to the extremes in this, like, and he actually brought up more of the John Wick than I did. He broke stereotype in our world, going, I wanna be more, I wanna do more, why can't I be the cool guy that did this, that does this, but I'm gonna have, and you're like, oh my God, that's so much better than what I was thinking of. So that kind of changed just from a Zatoichi replica to a whole new character that went well beyond anything I had planned. No matter how cool we are and how old we get, we're all competitive, and you all want to see who's full of shit and not. And Donnie is definitely not full of shit. Like, he is phenomenal. He's fucking amazing, like an amazing athlete. Amazing. Like, I can't even say, I've met so many amazing people in my life, but like, the speed at which Donnie can move, memorize, and creatively feel things out, like he knows him very well. Our best choreography team can only enhance him, but they're not gonna, like, he's already better than 99% of choreographers and stunt performers I know. Literally that good. I've met Bill. Oh, I've talked with Bill for years now. I met him originally way back when my old partner Dave Leitch had used him on Atomic Blonde. Had briefly spoken to him and been a big fan of his whole career. I've been dying to work with him. Thought I was going to do it for a part that is no longer in the movie. We had written a part I thought he'd be great for. So I sent him the script, and he came back, and he's like, "No, I want to be that guy." I'm like, "You want to be the bad guy?" He's like, "Yeah, that's where all the fun is." I'm like, I could be so lucky. Literally got him the next day. You can imagine what a bad guy role in a John Wick would be. Like, we all have that stereotype in our head. Older gentleman, white, got the look, and he's got the plot and plan. He's got the scowl or something, like that kind of thing. Or the witty, intelligent, guy that you don't see coming, the jolly guy, Bill went a whole different direction. Okay, I'm gonna have this weird French Cajun accent. I'm gonna be, I love fashion and wardrobe and playing with that. So I just knew right off the bat I wanted, a certain type of wardrobe. I know I wanted to change suits every time. I wanted this opulence that is almost comical to a point. And one of the things, Bill had done this GQ photo shoot a while ago when he's in suits, and I just like, fucking guy can wear a suit. So we're gonna change suits. We're gonna you're just gonna trust me with it. We're gonna do a triple Windsor knot. We're gonna do all this. I'm gonna put silver thread in your clothes. It's gonna kick light. It's gonna be weird. This thing is gonna be. No matter what we do, our whole Greek mythology vibe into John Wick is, whenever I shoot you, you're gonna be the good guy. You're gonna be the guy in light and bright, and Keanu's always gonna be dark and black, and you're gonna be this shining hope. You're gonna be Zeus on Mount Olympus, and Keanu will be down in Hades. I think the trick is Keanu. Keanu and I discussed it ad nauseum many, many times. John Wick doesn't know he's in a movie. John Wick believes he is John Wick, and Keanu puts on the suit, he believes he is that guy. That's the anchor. And the cast follows Keanu. They go, well, if he's taking it serious, I'm gonna take it serious. And then we make fun of ourselves. It's that simple. That's the only true north we stay by. The rest, that goes back to Jump the Shark and all that stuff. Look, if John Wick believes that could happen, it's in the movie.